you to stand for the prayer.
Our God is faithful. No matter what the circumstances, He is always faithful. Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with Thee. Thou changest not, Thy compassions they fail not. As Thou hast been, Thou forever wilt be. Summer and winter, springtime and harvest, sun, moon, and stars in their courses above, join with all nature with manifold witness to Thy great faithfulness, mercy, and love. Great is Thy faithfulness. Great is Thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, Thy hand hath provided. Great is Thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me.
So, how are you today? That's good to hear. And who are absent for today? Very good. Please give a hand to yourselves. Last meeting, we discussed about the types of sentences. Now, who can give me or who can enumerate the types of sentences? Okay, very good. The types of sentences are declarative, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. Today, we will read a story. But before we proceed, kindly read the class rules that you need to follow. Everybody read. Yell not to your classmates during activities. Offer warm help to ones who need help. Utilize the whole hour in learning. Try your best. Have fun. Can I expect that from you, class? Okay, very good. Today, we will have an activity. This activity is called We Like to Do Good. The class will be divided into 3 groups. This will be Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. Each group will be given a piece of neon paper, a felt pen, and a copy of the items that you need to answer. All you have to do is kindly read the directions. The direction is draw a like icon if the sentence shows a positive and productive approach to other people. Otherwise, draw an unlike icon. You will do this activity activity with your group. You will write your answers in this neon paper. I will give you 5 minutes to do the activity. After 5 minutes, we will check your answers. Am I clear? Very good. Alright, time is up. Let us check your words. Number 1, greeting people you meet in the hallway. Is it like or unlike? Very good. It's like. Number 2, playing online with your classmates during class hours. What's the correct answer? It's unlike. Very good. Number 3, doing errands at home. What's the answer? Like. Great job. Number 4, giving your father a light massage. What's the answer? Like. Very good. Number 5, staying in your room all day. Is it good or bad? It's not good. So the answer is unlike. Very good. Number 6, skipping classes to concentrate on your sports training with a friend. The answer is unlike. Very good. Number 7, teaching your younger brother to read. Is it like or unlike? It's like. Great job. Number 8, hiding your sister's belongings in your cabinet. Is it good or bad? It's not good. So the answer is unlike. Fantastic. Giving your input in a group work. For number 9, is it good or bad? It's good. So the answer is like. Great job. And the last one, tying the bags of your classmates together. Are you doing it? No? So is it good or bad? It's bad. So the answer is unlike. And great job, everyone. Everybody got the correct answer. Everybody let us give a round of applause for all of you. Very good. Great job. Next. This time you will have another activity. This activity is called Match Me. With the same group mates, you're going to match the words in column A with its corresponding meaning in column B. You're going to write your answers in this paper. So I will be giving you your answer sheets. You're going to write your answers in here. I will give you 2 minutes to answer the activity, and after 2 minutes, we will check your work. So here is your activity. Your 2 minutes starts now. Alright, time is up. Let's check your work. For number 1, refuse, the answer is letter D, to express oneself as unwilling to accept. So who got the correct answer? All of you got the correct answer. Very good. For number 2, desirable, to have, the answer is letter C, to have good or pleasing qualities. Great job. Everybody got the correct answer. Number 3, embarrassed. The answer is letter A, to feel foolish in front of other person. Very good. Number 4, acridly. Acridly means to be bitter or unpleasant. Very good. And number 5, triumph. What's the meaning of triumph? To achieve success. That's letter B. So everybody got the correct answer. Very good. This time, class, we will read a story. Please make sure that you actively read and understand the story, because you are going to predict the things that will happen next through answering the questions. The questions will be answered by group, and the group who can predict correctly will be given points. Now, are you ready to read the story? Are you excited? Are you ready to predict the outcomes of the events of the story? Let us start. The story that we are going to read today is titled Footnote to Youth, written by Jose Garcia Villa. So that's Jose Garcia Villa. He was born on August 5th, 1908, and he passed away on February 7, 1997. He was a Filipino poet, literary critic, short story writer, and painter. He was awarded the National Artist of the Philippines title for literature in 1973. He is known to have introduced the extensive use of punctuation marks, especially commas, which made him known as the comma poet. So, here's the story. Everybody read. The sun was salmon and hazy in the west. Dodong thought to himself he would tell his father about the ang when he got home, after he had unhitched the carabao from the plow and led it to its shed and fed it. He was hesitant about saying it, but he wanted his father to know. What he had to say was of serious importance, as it would mark a climacteric in his life. Dodong finally decided to tell it, as a thought came to him his father might refuse to consider it. I will tell him. I will tell him. The ground was broken up into many fresh wounds and fragrant with a sweetish earthy smell. Many slender soft worms emerged from the furrows and then burrowed, then again deeper into the soil. A short colorless worm marched blindly to Dodong's foot and crawled calmly over it. Dodong Go tickled and jerked his foot, flinging the worm into the air. Dodong did not bother to look where it fell, but thought of his age, 17, and he said to himself, the first question that you need to answer, thinking that he was already 17 years old, what do you think Dodong said to himself? Group 1, what's your answer? Alright, thank you. How about you, Group 2? Thank you, Group 2. Group 3, what's your guess? Alright, so here's the answer to the question. Dodong said to himself, he was not young anymore. So there, nobody got the correct answer. It's okay, class. Dodong started homeward thinking how he would break his news to his father. Okay, now here's the second question. Let me go back to the previous slide. Dodong started homeward thinking how he would break his news to his father. The question is, what do you think is the news that Dodong would tell his father? Group 1, what's your answer? What's the news? Thank you, Group 1. How about you, Group 2? Thank you, Group 2. Group 3. Alright, thank you, Group 3. That's a good guess. Well, here's the answer. He wanted to marry. Dodong did. Alright, so again, nobody got the correct answer, but it's okay. He was 17. He had pimples on his face. The down of his upper lip already was dark. This meant he was no longer a boy. He was growing into a man. He was a man. Dodong felt insolent and big at the thought of it, although he was by nature low in stature. Thinking himself as a man grown, Dodong felt he could do anything. He walked faster, prodded by the thought of his virility. A small angled stone bled his foot, but he dismissed it cursorily. He lifted his leg and looked at the She had a small brown face and small black eyes and straight glossy hair. How desirable she was to him. She made his dream even during the day. It was dusk when he reached home. The petroleum lamp on the ceiling already was lighted and the low and varnished square table was set up for supper. His parents and he sat down on the floor around the table to eat. They had fried fresh water fish, rice, banana, and cake sugar. Dudong ate fish and rice but did not partake the fruit. Alright, take note. Dudong ate fish and rice but did not partake the fruit. Here's the question. Why do you think Dudong did not partake the fruit? Group 1, what's your answer? Very good. Group 2, how about you, Group 3? Let us see. The bananas were over, right. And when one held them, they felt more fluid than solid. So that's the reason why Dudong did not eat the banana. Dudong's mother removed the dishes when they were through and went out to the batalan to wash them. She walked with slow, careful steps and Dudong wanted to help her carry the dishes out. But he was tired and now he felt lazy. He wished as he looked at her mother. What was Dudong's wish as he looked at her mother? What do you think is the wish of Dudong? Group 1. Alright, thank you, Group 1. How about you, Group 2? Group 3. Very good. Here's the answer. He wished that he had a sister who would help his mother in the homework. So, who got the correct answer? Alright, none. It's okay. He hated her doing all the housework alone. His father remained in the room, sucking a diseased tooth. It was paining him again. Dudong knew. Dudong had told him often and again to let the town dentist pull it out, but his father was afraid. His father was. He did not tell that to Dudong, but Dudong guessed it. Afterward, Dudong himself thought that if he had a decayed tooth, he would be afraid to go to the dentist. He would not be any bolder than his father. Dudong said while his mother was out that he was going to marry Piang. There, it was out, what he had to say and over which he had done so much thinking. He had said it without any effort at all and without self-consciousness. Dudong felt relieved and looked at his father expectantly. A discursive moon outside shed its feeble light into the window, graying the still black pimples of his father. His father looked old now. So Dudong said, I am going to marry Piang. His father looked at him silently and stopped sucking the broken tooth. The silence became intense and cruel, and Dudong wished his father would suck the troublous tooth again. Dudong was uncomfortable and then became angry. Now, another question that you need to answer. Why did Dudong become angry? Group 1. Thank you, Group 1. How about you, Group 2? Thank you, Group 3. Right, thank you, Group 3. Here's the answer to the question. Dudong was uncomfortable and then became angry because his father kept looking at him without uttering anything. I will marry Piang, Dudong repeated. I will marry Piang. His father kept gazing at him in inflexible silence and Dudong fidgeted on his seat. I asked her last night to marry me, and she said, yes, and I want your permission. I want it. There was impatient flavor in his voice, an exacting protest at this coldness, this indifference. Dudong looked at his father sorely. He cracked his knuckles one by one, and the little sounds they made broke dully the night stillness. Must you a good girl. Tell your mother, his father said. You tell her, tatay. Dudong, you tell your inay. You tell her. All right, Dudong. You will let me marry Tiang? Now, the next question, class. Did Dudong's father allow him to marry Tiang? What's your answer, group 1? Thank you, group 2. How about you, group 3? The answer is, son, if that is your wish, of course, which means that the father allowed Dudong to marry Tiang. There was a strange, helpless light in his father's eyes. Dudong did not read it. Too absorbed was he in himself. Dudong was immensely glad he had asserted himself. He lost his resentment for his father. For a while, he even felt sorry for him about the deceased too. Then he confined his mind to dreaming of Tiang and himself. Sweet young dream. Dudong stood in the sweltering noon heat. Now this is another setting, class. So let us read again. Dudong stood in the sweltering noon heat, sweating profusely so that his camisita was damp. He was still like a tree and his thoughts were confused. His mother had told him not to leave the house, but he had left. He wanted to get out of it without clear reason at all. Now, here's the question, class, that you need to answer. What happened that made Dudong confused? Group 1. Thank you. Group 2. Thank you, group 2. How about you, group 3? Thank you, group 3. Let's see if you got the correct answer. Everybody read. Tiang was giving birth in the house. That's the reason why Dudong got confused. She gave screams that chilled his blood. He did not want her to scream like that. She seemed to be rebuking him. He began to wonder madly if the process of childbirth was really painful. In a few moments, he would be a father. Father, father, he whispered the word with strangeness. He was young, he realized now, contradicting himself of 9 months comfortable. Your son, people would be telling him. Your son, Dudong. Dudong felt tired standing. He sat down on a sawhorse with his feet close together. He looked at his calloused toes. He heard his mother's voice from the house. Come up, Dudong, it is over. Of a sudden, he felt embarrassed as he looked at her. Somehow, he was ashamed to his mother. Alright, here's the question that you need to answer. Why was Dudong feel ashamed to his mother? What's the reason? Group 1. Thank you, group 1. Group 2. Thank you. How about you, group 3? Thank you. Let's see. He was ashamed to his mother of his youthful paternity. That's the reason. It made him feel guilty as if he had taken something not properly his. He dropped his eyes and pretended to dust dirt off his condiment shorts. Dudong, his mother, called again. Dudong! He turned to look again and this time saw his father beside his mother. Alright, here's the next question that we need to answer. What is the gender of Dudong's baby? Group 1. For you, it's a boy. Group 2, a girl. Thank you, group 2. Group 3, a boy. Let us see. It is a boy, his father said. He beckoned Dudong to come up. Bless. Alright, this is another children told on her she was shapeless and thin now, even if she was young. She cried sometimes, wishing she had not married. She did not tell Dodong this. Here's the next question that we need to answer, class. Why do you think Tiang did not tell Dodong about her regrets? Group 1. Thank you, Group 1. Group 2. Thank you, Group 2. Group 3. Thank you, Group 3. The answer is, she did not tell Dodong this, not wishing him to dislike her. That's the reason. She did not want Dodong to be embarrassed. When Blas was 18, so there you go, we are in another setting of the story. When Blas was 18, he came home one night very flustered and happy. It was late at night and Tiang and the other children were asleep. Dodong heard Blas' steps, for he could not sleep well of nights. He watched Blas undress in the dark and lie down softly. Blas was restless on his mat and could not sleep. Dodong called him and asked why he did not sleep. Blas said he could not sleep. You better go to sleep, it is late, Dodong said. Blas raised himself on his elbow and muttered something in a low, fluttering voice. Dodong did not answer and tried to sleep. Time! Blas called softly. Dodong stared and asked him what it was. Alright, the next question that you need to answer, class. What will Blas tell his father? Alright, Group 1. How about you, Group 2? Thank you, Group 2. Group 3. Thank you, Group 3. Here's the answer. What's the statement of Blas? Or what's, here. The answer is, I am going to marry Tona. She accepted me tonight. Dodong lay on the red pillow without moving. Itay, you think it over. Dodong lay silent. I love Tona and I want her. Dodong rose from his mat and told Blas to follow him. They descended to the yard where everything was still and quiet. The moonlight was cold and white. You want to marry Tona? Dodong said. He did not want Blas to marry yet. The next question, class. Why is it that Dodong didn't want Blas to marry yet? Group 1. Thank you, Group 1. Group 2. Group 3. Thank you so much, class. Here's the answer. Blas was very young. That's the reason why Dodong didn't want Blas to marry. The life that would follow marriage would be hard. Yes. Must you marry? Blas' voice filled with resentment. I will marry Tona. Dodong kept silent, hurt. You have objections, Itay? Blas asked acridly. Son, none. But truly, God, I don't want Blas to marry yet. Not yet. I don't want Blas to marry yet. But he was helpless. He could not do anything. Youth must triumph now. Love must triumph now. Afterwards, it will be life. As long ago, youth and love did triumph for Dodong and then life. Dodong looked wistfully at his young son in the moonlight. He felt extremely sad and sorry for him. That's the end of the story. So, let us see your scores. Who got the highest score? Okay, let us give a hand to Group 2. Very good, Group 2. Alright, class, we will have another activity. This activity is called You Are the Speaker, You Are the Star. Alright, I have here a box that contains rolled strip papers. All you of paper that has a star on it. Am I clear? Because the ones who have star on the strip of paper will be the one to answer the questions. Everybody read the question number 1. Describe the 17-year-old Dodo. Yes, May? What's the answer? Dodo is by nature low in stature. He makes decisions through his own feelings since he feels that he is already a big man. He selfishly decides to get married. Thank you, May. For number 2, everybody read the question. How does Dodo's father respond to his request of getting married? Yes, Alan. Dodo's father was speechless and shocked. Okay, very good, Alan. For number 3, everybody read. Do you think there are Dodos of today? Yes, Rosemary. Yes, there are Dodos nowadays. They are the youth who are very aggressive in making sure that they get whatever they want. Thank you, Rose. Great job. Number 4, everybody read. What incidents in the story reflect Filipino culture? Yes, boy. The incidents of the story that reflect Filipino cultures are eating meals together, asking parents' permission in getting married, and close family tie in which parents are supportive to their children. Very good, boy. Number 6, everybody read the question. If you were Dodo, how will you respond to Blas' decision in getting married? Yes, Jane. If I were Dodong, I will try to convince Blas not to marry yet, and I will explain to Blas the consequences of getting married at a very young age. Great job, class. Let us give a round of applause to everybody. Great job. All right. Class, we will have another activity. With your group mates, write your reflection on the story footnote to you. Explain how decisions can affect lives and relationships. Write your reflection in a piece of manila paper. So this is for group 1, for group 2, and for group 3. And class, for your assignment, please copy your assignment. Choose an appropriate song which highlights the theme of footnote to you. Write the lyrics on the sheet of paper. Do you have any question, class? None? Alright. So let's call it a day. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you. Stop group.